So then I'm thinking, wait a minute. Okay, so is that Orion's belt? Because it has the exact same orientation as the three pyramids on Giza Plateau, which is now showing that there is some planning, right? So first of all, the 2-to-1 proportion of the King's Chamber itself is exactly matching during the precession of 24,000 years that we go through. There are 4 North Stars. So every 6,000 years, we change our North Star position, right, through the Earth's wobble. So right now we're in Polaris. Polaris, you know, Big Dipper,
Correct.
You know what Polaris is. Well, if you go back 6,000 years, it was Thuban in the Dracos constellation. That was our North Star. So all the navigation would have been done orienting around the North Star in Thuban.
Because we're wobbling as we go.
Because we're wobbling as we go. So 6,000 years before that, it was Vega, the star Vega, which is it was actually popularized in the movie Contact as well.
Yeah, yes,
right?
yes.
I know you know all your movies.
I love that movie.
And basically Vega is in the Lyra constellation. And then if you go back 6,000 years before that, it goes back to Deneb in Cygnus constellation. Now Cygnus is unique because it also has 3 central stars in the middle of the constellation that are matching exactly the same shape as the Giza Plateau as well. So what I realized as I looked closer into the wall, and I took the overlay of Cygnus and put it on top of Orion's face on the wall, I noticed that where the other stars of Cygnus were also divoted in the wall.
Interesting.
So then I started realizing, wait a minute, what this is telling us, and that Deneb was right on the tip of Orion's nose. So where we go in our direction, like in many cultures, the way they say, this is me, like in Japan, they point to their nose. They say like, watashi desu, right? Me. Or, you know, chomnida in Korean, this is me. So you point to your nose, I am. So this is the direction you're headed, where your nose is pointing to. So I was like, okay, so does this mean that at some point in time in history, there must have been a point in time where Cygnus constellation mirrored over on top of Orion's belt for those 3 stars? And is it even possible for that to happen? So the beauty of ChatGPT is you can look it up now.
Sure.
And you could say, what were the alignments like, and would it ever have been possible that in history there would have been a time where the stars of Cygnus, which are Cygni, Satyr, and Gienah, those are the 3 stars, would overlap on top of Altinach, Alnilam, the central star of Orion's belt, and the last being Mintaka. And it turns out the only way that from Earth's perspective you would have seen that in the sky would have been 11,000, so approximately 12,800 years ago, or 11,000 BC, 10,800 BC.
Around the Younger Dryas?
Exactly. And in order for that to have happened, the Earth would have had to have gone through a pole shift that moved its tilt to referenced as 53 degrees. Up to, it could have actually been between 29 degrees. Earth tilt is 23.4 degrees, right? But it only would have had to go up to 29 degrees or as high as 53 degrees, depending on the crustal displacement.
So before you continue with the pyramid, I want to, because this is something I've wondered about. I understand that there's been pole shifts in the history of this planet. It happens. And is it a subtle thing or is it a abrupt thing? And if it does, how fast is abrupt? Because they've been saying that we're going to have, at one point, Antarctica was not the South Pole. It was green.
Yeah, I just discovered pyramids in Antarctica.
Yeah, but we can go down that rabbit hole in a minute.